most common questions we get asked as YouTubers is how we started YouTube. Pretty simple question. But a hard answer to answer that. So, in late 2013 or 14, I would say.
I think it's 2014.
We started a channel called NELK. Before NELK, our pranks, it was more of a parkour channel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think. That was like 2013, 14, they're doing these little flips and acrobatic stuff. Our first big break was serenading girls at university classes. That was like 2013, 14.
Yeah, we went to all the ones in Toronto, to Syracuse. I remember going to the States. And
yeah, we did a bunch of universities. And I played the guitar and Kyle sang, and we had like flowers, and we serenaded girls at university classes. And I remember this one time, we went to this lecture, and we walked in, and I hear this like loud auditorium, and like a bunch of people just laughing. I'm like, okay, this is a lot larger than 100 people. Then I hear the claps after we go up to a girl and, try to get her number. And I look back, it's at least 1,000 plus in that auditorium. And you were filming.
I was filming.
So you had the hardest time, I think.
It was horrible because when you're filming, you have to go all the way into the audience and stay back for the reactions.
Deep, yeah, it's brutal. The Coke prank, that's right.
Yes, the Coke prank.
So we had to up our boot prank. So we were thinking about it, and we'll break it down to you because you guys only seen the one in Venice Beach where we got arrested.
We had to tip the cops off. So, like, what I would do is, like, I would see a cop, I would approach the cop.
This was, like, after nobody was, like, literally calling the cops.
Yeah, nobody cops would come.
So, like, all right, Marco, just go run over to the cop, and
I'll tell the cop,
Hollywood, like, go tell the bike cops those little...
I legit went up to him and say, hey, man, there's a car with a couple sketchy guys selling us Coke. Can you please go talk to him?
No chance.
Not a chance. Then we went to the police precinct the next day, and they all came out, they started yelling at me because they're like, you can't approach us like that, this is...
Had a hand on his pistol.
That was the scariest part. I'm like, I don't want to get...
shot at. So we're down and desperate. So I remember the last
one day
attempt,
we're sitting in the car for like 4 hours,
just waiting, like fishing for the cops to come in. Like, all right, Marco, you gotta do it. In the video we'll get to that part, but we got you the tip off the cops, and we sat there, and then to our luck and our surprise, we see a cop coming in. I'm like, all right, guys, get into character. Like, this is it. So I remember you jumped out of the car and you started filming. You had like 2 guys beside you to protect you from like all those bystanders.
But they ran away because they were scared. They didn't want to get arrested. And so it was just me by myself.
You're filming, and we had a crowd of like at least 100 people walking by. Like, they're curious to see what the hell was happening. Car pulls up. And my character was, like, I was a cocaine addict, so you could see me being, like, sketchy, itching my throat, neck. But I had to be calm, quiet. Man, there's so many times, I know you weren't there, where I was like, I'm going to break character because this is fucking sketchy shit. We come from Canada to LA to get arrested, put into jail. So I remember not trying to break character. So I remember the cop coming up to me, knocking on the door, rolled the windows down. And one thing led to another, and I was the first one to be put in cuffs. I remember you watching that.
I was filming this idiot getting arrested outside, and all I can think about is like, man, my parents are gonna effing kill us.
And I remember one of the cops, they called backup, like SWAT, not SWAT, but like they call it backup. And I was like, holy fuck, this is taken to another level. So they start searching the car while we were detained by the cop car. And once the lady cop made it to the back, she opened the trunk. She's like, all right, I got him. She opens
she reveals,
rips off the
the bag. No, so we're covering up with like a jacket.
Yeah.
And then little did they know we had like literally like 200 bottles of Coke.
No, it was like, you're stretching.
Oh, it was crazy. The whole
like
truck was full.
100 Coke cans in the back.
Yeah, it's Coke cans. And so when they saw that, you could just see their faces drop, and they're like, oh my god, we gotta let these guys go.
It was the funniest thing because like you could see her from being. By the way, shout out to those cops. They're cool as shit. Yeah. They're super cool. She's like, you're fine. She made me feel good. The news channels came up to us.
We made it onto the news.
KTLA 5.
CTLA 5.
Whatever the news channels at the time.
They compared us to swatting.
Yeah.
So it was such a crazy on the news. We were compared to swatting. People were threatening to sue us.
It got to the point where like...
The sheriff of the county there actually came to our condo.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. The cop was like, you guys, you shouldn't do this, but...
If it was the opposite way, like if the cops handled it bad, then I could see us getting sued and a lot of shit would have gone west. But it was a positive note for the cops, so they took it and they spun it as like a positive light for them.
But still, we even end up getting like, not threatened, but like we're going to get sued. So we got like a pro bono case, a student from Harvard.
He offered us like these cases.
If you guys get sued, I'll help you guys out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool through Twitter. They offered us, but that was cool. That got